Hello everybody, first month is here. Finally, with this video, I a bit forget about that because that mess what I said in that New Year video. I promised to make the tail 2 or number 2, how I changed the grind on T1 tracker, original tracker. So today I'm starting with this. Actually, this year, it is 1st of January 2021. So I'm starting this year with this, what I should make, like before last year, I believe. So I'm trying to catch what I forget. So this is about how I changed that grind on this one. You can find many videos on that YouTube, I believe now. But point is, when I did this one, when I did the change, I didn't have any machinery. I used to live in a block of flats, and so I did all the changes by hand, firstly by hand tool, and what more important with that I must hold the knife in one hand and always use some another tool. So it wasn't really easy. I did it literally on my desktop or working table where I got a PC and these things, so no workshop, nothing in that time. So now it changes. I go to workshop now, so I a little bit moved and used the machinery. I show you, but I really say I made about 80% of that by hand. That's what is important. And so I'll start this one. So how I did it easily. I removed always the corners. So the story, how it did work, I told you I think a couple of times on the video, so I will not start with this one. So there was really high secondary bevel. So firstly I remove it on the draw knife area, and that was really when I changed that the performance of the knife really increased. Really, you can see how it increased. So if there are guys on YouTube still which use the trackers, I mean especially T1, I don't want to say like something like offense, but the trackers doesn't look really used. So if they use it 1, 2, 3 times somewhere to make a video, then put it on the side and then never use that, okay, but that's different story. If you really want to use, I really recommend at least remove the secondary bevel and make it convex. I believe it changed your vision. If you don't have it, you own T1 tracker and you still got the old grinding, I mean the original grinding, remove that and make a convex on it, and you will see the change of performance. Anyway, the sharpening way will be better also, because if you keep that one, and the angle here is really steep, so if it is this way, so and you will sharp just the sides of the original grinding, then probably you'll find out you have to change anything, you have to change something on it anyway. Okay, so I removed that one. I used it. This guy, this file is rough, as you can see. Let me see. It's rough really, and I was a little bit worried because this is 1095 high carbon steel, and that should be 58 HRC. So I said, okay, well, we'll see, because if not, I have to do it by on a sharpening stone or diamond stone, something like that, which will be much more slower. As I said, no machinery. So, but it works. It works this time, and I must say, not every file can do that. I don't know why. If some of them is softer, some of them it's probably that way, but I don't know which one is and which one is not. So I bought this one and tried, and I've been lucky. So that's great. So I removed that, and then I removed two shoulders. So I removed first this one, then I tried to remove this corner. So I used the file and removed that one. Of course, the problem was the hook. For the hook, I bought I don't have it here because from the time I don't use them. I bought the diamond rods with the D shape, and I simply used them to make this one more sharper, the hook. But they gone very fast because the I don't know how to say how sharp. No, not sharp. how hard it was, or how rough the surface was. So not really. So I removed some material, of course, but not that much as I want, and I destroyed that. Or there I left just some steel rods, or what was that, but no diamonds on it. Everything's gone. Used 3, 5, I don't know, somewhere, and completely destroyed it. So I said, okay, that's a little bit expensive way with not really good result. So I tried, of course, rounded or half rounded files. Some of them works, some of them not. But as you can see, it is generally shaped by that one. Now I found, show you a little bit different way and learned how to do it with machinery. But this is generally made by hand, this one. After I made this one, so I said, okay, my goal was I'll try to make this way longer and longer. That's how I went. So when I removed the corner, there was flat part, so there was another corner and another. So I removed it, as I said, mostly with the file, and did it just like that on the table. I did it every day, half hour, and that one. And let's say after a week in this sections, or I would say that, then the knife really started to work much better. That was really nice. So I was happy. So it pushed me more, do it more. So until I did it in this way. So I made a line somewhere like this one. I made a line. I said, okay, I have to go that. So I went to the line, and from that line, I tried to convex it more and more. Then I said, okay, I was a little bit tired. I said, I tried to do it faster way, which I didn't really hit the nail, but it helps me in different way. I bought some hand sharpening system. I don't know which one it was. Actually, it's my workshop now. But what's important, there were three diamond plates like this one. This is 600 grits. I got it here. Is 325. Yes, this one is the hard. I mean the with the hard. So what for I use it more to get more edge on it, and of course because as you can see, the size is nice. And what was more important, there was a like hand, I said, when I fixed the blade, and I could keep the same angle, which I was a little bit worried because I did it by hand. So I used that on that device, we could say it this way. So I use it in this way. So I kept the same angle or very close angle, which was great, but I wasn't really happy that it didn't really remove the material so much. So I bought another diamond plate like this one. This is the Lansky, the hardest, I would say, which like strong. There is still, this is the original. I didn't change the stone here, and still here I can feel that this is really hard, rough surface on that. So it removes all of these. You see, that's mostly from the tracker. So it helps me in another way. But if I go back to this one, as you can see, it is rounded. So I really use the rounded corners to make these this hook in better way, and it helps. So I was more happy for that rounded corners to improve the shape of the hook than for the general work on that draw knife. So same as I did this one, I removed the corner here, but yeah, I convex it. But as you can see, the grinding, this is nearly, I would say this one, yeah, this part is probably the same length of the original grinding. Only what I put is the convex. This is a little bit longer, as you can see, so I probably make it a little bit longer, not that much, but still. So this is the original length, and this is you can see the difference here, and this one, because these two were the same before. But now This is really short. So why? Of course, because I use this one for chopping, for splitting. So this is more, even it's sharp, this is more durable edge. So I can really do splitting, and I don't really worry about to chop into really hard wood with really high impact. Of course, I'm not worried really with this much, but I'm doing this one. As I said, I believe in last year, I use this knife every year because we got we use wood for heating. So, and we got really hard wood. We got some mid-range and hard, and I use this knife every day to prepare the fire. So, and sometimes, well, sometimes I split the wood every day with this, and we got the hardwood, as I said, for the start, and I split sometimes, that's what I want to say, sometimes very hard wood with knots in it, and I am not worried with this one. It passed everything, and if not, the knot, let's say, chipped out, so the knife survives with any problems. So it is really excellent. If I say, let's say, the Bark River, of course the convex edge will be the same, durable and these things, but there is the hollow grind. So there are definitely pieces of the wood which I use this knife for, and I would be worried to use this the hollow grinded edge, the draw knife, on the Bark River tracker, because I believe I could damage it. So that's why I don't use it, of course, because it's not made. So not on this one. So this is really my trusty friend for these tasks. And as I said, in the winter, use it literally every day for that. So it is really my trusty friend for winter. As I said, some guys ask which is better, T1, T3. I said, okay, if it's a winter time, you need to prepare nice pieces of wood. T1 is going into the way. If there is no winter, you don't need really big or hard. I mean, with hardwood logs or these things, you don't need to work with that. It's just for your, let's say, bushcraft things, and this T3 is fine, and of course is stainless. So okay, so that's what I used next. So that one was these two diamonds. As I said, these really helps me with the line, which helps me to keep the right angle. Well, as I said, okay, it was better than nothing, definitely, but not something super. For when I have it, of course, there was really nice scratches on the edge. So I used, and I bought these two side stone. This is not water stone. This is some carbide stone too, as you can see, with two lines. This is the harder, well, rougher surface, and this is the more fine. And of course, when I had this one, and I'd like to put more edge on it, so I use this one, use the water on it, and really start to make polished convex, and then I learn how to put really sharp edge on it without any machinery on this one. So these were generally the tools I used for that, and it really works. Mostly, as I said, I did it with these tools. So the file, the rounded or half rounded file, or D-shaped, as I said, the diamond rods. And with these I would say blades or stones, diamond stones. If I recommend these for T1, probably not today. I will choose probably something more cheaper. But you can use it for another knives, and that's changing situation, because you can keep the same angle. You got different surface, and I believe there was some leather also, so you can put a really polished edge on it. Okay, yeah, and it wasn't expensive. That is important. Also, okay, I'll put it in this way a little later. Then when I moved, I got a workshop, so I always want to buy this device. That was my first device, Canonion version workshop tool. With this, and that's important, this attached belt grinding, how to say, blade grinding attachment is written on here. So this is the original setup with this. You can you can change this one. So that was my first. I said, okay, I got the two lines where I can keep it. It gives me the same angle for real edge. Well, then I realized, okay, then definitely not for T1 track. It's too thick. You can put it there, but wow, it doesn't work properly. And then I start to remove this. I very fast. I bought this belt grinder, and that was much better. And to be honest, I don't use this one. For me, more if I want to really repair or fix some, let's say, machete edge, or some kitchen knives edge, or these more thin blade, then okay, I can say I can use that. But mostly I do it by hand. I learn to do it by hand and use it with this attachment, with, of course, different kind of belts. I use usually there is the hardest red one, and then some mid-range, and then is some softer, this one, which still removes some material, but it's really fine. And there is another leather which polish the edge, which I don't use really much because I didn't find really that much difference. I use a steel and use another sharpening rods to get a really fine edge. So this is that. So if you ask me how this one helps, then really it helps. It really helps nicely. Sorry, a moment. So if you ask me if the work sharpener helps to make these knives better, then definitely yes. I learned how to make this more smooth, to get better edge on this one, and of course with the grinding on these. So generally I would say I did most of these what I've showed you on other my videos. The machetes, the Hawk and Kukri, and these I do these all of them. I did, sorry, on that work sharpener with that setting, with that belt grinder. Do it by hand, just because I believe it is really easy to learn how to do that. And if you make them many times, so I've showed it. Let's say this one, I fixed that. So I showed the knife when it was broke, with like down 6 millimeters was out. And I showed my friend, and then I showed him the knife with a fixed blade, and he didn't trust the same knife. He thought it is different knife. So it is really, when you learn it, and as I say, everybody can learn it, I would say, really fast. So you can have much better performance on your knife, especially with this high secondary level. What I want to say next is, of course, I use that and learn more on my T2 tracker. As you can see, I'm still working on it. So as you can see, it is touched, and I believe I did the same on T3. No. With the T3, I'll skip now. The T2, I use this one, so you can see I keep the same grind because it's thinner blade, much thinner, 1.5 millimeter. So I put the convex here, and as you can see, this one, and of course here. So the same philosophy on this chopping blade. On the draw knife, I'll try to first, I said, okay, I'll try this remove, but with the file, this 154 cm, it doesn't really work properly with that file. So I'll keep it this way because it is nicely sharp. I really make this one remove the corner, and it is really sharp. So you can see in the videos, and it is generally meant to be like for the harder task, because the still 0.19, I believe, or 5 millimeters thick blade, especially with the massive edge, massive blade, it is really nice. So then I didn't try to do this. What I actually did on the T2, if I'm going back to that, you can see some difference. I mean, in a general design. Can you find it out? It's very important. I removed this choil here. As you can see, the edge goes really to the, let's say, guard. There is no, it was there, and it is not It's not here. It's all of them, on all of them. So what I get another about 5 millimeters of real edge. Well, it's not really much, but because this is it used to be the shortest of the one, so I'll say, okay, now I got, I believe, the same. Yeah, I got the same length of blade of the draw knife, which helps when you do, especially when you do the splitting and these things, because for the slicing you won't slice something on really on this spot, but when you split something and the wood is going in this way, of course, so it can stop. When as I said, I use this one for splitting and chopping for prepared wood. It couple of times happens when I start to really, I went into the log and I forget the guard, and here this dull spot, and when I start to go, I say, why it didn't go in? Then I remove the knife and I saw big mark pressed down because right on this. So on the T2 it is not there. I removed it, so I got really full space between the hook and the guard. So this is useful edge now. And as you can see, it is more convex now, more convex than it was before. Same philosophy, use the same tool. Only what I didn't use is this one for that, because I don't need it, because the grind and these are too big for it. So because I'm more on the hawk, so I leave the dull spot on this place. So that's why I can't use these wide sharpening stones. So I use the sharpening, the work sharpener to make this more fine, but the file or files actually I used to remove the big part of that edge here. Interesting was when I tried to use, when I did convex on my bark river tracker, the files didn't work. That was really, anyway, it is 60 HRC, so harder, and I believe it's A2 also. It makes the change, and it was horrible. I said, okay, when I'll try remove it same as I did on this one. Oh, no way. I'll try, and it was like file on the glass. So I said, okay, then I've stopped that. So I try to use the machinery as I found. So that's why I've changed that grind on. You can see on my video, I think half-year old. So that's how this one works. So if I recommend this one for you, and you really want to use it for way as I do, buy this one, this grinder also. Otherwise, I don't believe with the original setup only it worth the money. As I said, I don't say it doesn't work, but it costs you some money, and you know, you can do it with some hand sharpen. I mean, for the kitchen knife and these, you want to keep the same angle. There are much cheaper option which you don't need electricity. You can have it in your kitchen somewhere around, so you know the springy things. You can use it for just that kitchen knife. Of course, if you are chef professional, you can probably buy some better tool or even water stones to sharpen your knife. So that's probably not for you, but this is a really great thing with the belt grinder or edge grinder. Thank you very much. Have a nice time, and hope you see you around. Bye.